few weeks ago, I tried Escoffier with Ayato, who is quite possibly the best Hydro DPS right now. With her help, he was able to ascend to new heights and become even better than he already was. Now that we know that Escoffier can help even the best, the one that you may describe as the pinnacle of excellence, she surely will be able to help out Neuvillette, who definitely got the shorter end of the stick. Now, without further ado, here's the setup, here's the build, let's go. Alright, so the first challenge before us here is going to be obviously the floor 12 of the Spiral Abyss. So I chose the first half because I think the first half is going to be a bit better for Neuvillette, and the second half isn't really I feel like he's just not going to work in there. So yeah, I think this is probably the best build I could have taken for this. I tried to look at all the cryo characters I had, and I think the only character I would possibly have put above Silali is, what's her name? Charlotte for the healing, because the healing is actually kind of crazy on Charlotte. Unfortunately though, I do not have Charlotte leveled up on this account, so it is unfortunately not possible. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty good damage. I feel like it might be better than what I'm used to do, because the team I usually run is actually Farina, Kaza, Shalonen, and Neuvillette. So because I don't have C1 on Neuvillette, it's actually, I feel like I'm losing a lot of damage off of not having a bunch of elements in the team, but at the same time, it's the really big jump is actually the final one. I think, I don't exactly know how big the jump is for the final stack of his passive. I don't actually know what it's called, but it's definitely the bigger one, and we're not really missing out on that one from not having C1. So that's I feel like with C1 you might lose a bit more on that team. I don't know. I guess you would have to try it. But I really feel like just because you're on the other team, we would have our 2 elemental reactions in order to get the 3 stacks. But on this one, we only get 1. So you would only have 2 out of the 3 stacks, basically, with C1. I'm just not sure if Escoffier can actually buff us so much that we actually end up doing better than with just Kazuha and Shalonen. I don't know. I feel like there's no way, but I feel like it's definitely possible because of how good she is. Alright, so onto the last chamber. This definitely went pretty well, I'm not gonna lie. Not that I was expecting him to struggle, to be honest. I think we all know this guy is just broken. But, I mean, he did really good, honestly. I feel like the damage I'm seeing is pretty decent. I would need to try him again on the other teams I'm usually running him on. Because, to be fair, I feel like it's been kind of a while since I've played Neuvillette a lot. He's kind of been, I don't want to say bench, but he's definitely not been one of my main teams for a little bit of time now. Alright, so before I keep going to the next enemy, I actually want to show how the normal team for Neuvillette actually does for me, because I tried it a little bit later and I was actually very surprised by how well it did. So I took some ER here. In the run you just saw, I actually took EM on the first chamber here, so I'm actually not really buffing myself on both occasions. So, okay, we're actually just gonna go here, and I just want to show how I was so flabbergasted when I saw it, because how is it even possible? Okay, I'm gonna skip this one because this one is kind of hard to gauge because of his damage option, but this one, I think I was hitting, okay, so we're hitting about 54,000 here on when we're capping. Okay, wait, give me a second. Let's just try to get the full rotations going here, just to kind of have our full damage here. A second, there we go. I think we should have pretty much our full damage here. And okay, we're actually at 64, so it is quite a bit better. I think earlier I must have messed something up, but the other one we're capping 55k, which I think is still pretty good, not gonna lie, considering we're not getting any of the boost that we're getting with both Kazuha and Shalonen. So it's actually, I was pretty surprised when I saw that, and yeah, it's definitely a really good team. Anyway, let's get right back to the video. Alright, so our next enemy is actually one of the newer weekly bosses, so the big dragon. I don't really know what his name is. I mean, it's written right there. I don't know actually if this, I don't think he's that different from any other bosses that oh yeah, it's not gonna work with Neuvillette. But this guy is really tanky, so that's kind of why I went for it. Last time, when I did the one for Ayato, we actually went for the newer weekly boss, but I really don't feel like that weekly boss is that strong. He feels pretty, not necessarily weak, but just not really tanky. So I didn't want to go against this guy. That was a really bad burst rotation here, but it's fine. So yeah, I didn't want to go against this the chess piece with Neuvillette because I feel like Neuvillette is just too strong. Just look at this damage, man. It's just freaking insane, honestly. I really feel like it's been too long since I played this guy. He's pretty fun. I like his playstyle a lot. It's just kind of stupid, but it's really fun. Alright, so the next boss is actually going to be the fat dude from Natlan. I still don't know his name, unfortunately. But yeah, this guy's probably gonna get completely shredded because this team is way too strong. Like last time we did it with Ayato, and he kind of, I guess he kind of like hung in there. Not that much, but like a little bit still. But this team is gonna completely just like destroy him. I really don't think this team is gonna struggle at all because yeah, this team is just too broken. Also, I wasn't sure if Sitlali's Ascension passive was like a buff or a debuff on the enemy. Well, a buff on us or a debuff on the enemy. And I actually checked, so we debuff like, I think like 75% of their defense to Hydro. So it's like, any boss, even if they have like resistances, they're just gone. They're just gonna get evaporated because we're gonna do, like, they're gonna have literally 0 defense. It's actually crazy. Alright, so the next trial is actually going to be Raiden. Now, Raiden isn't, I don't think like she's really that hard of a boss. I mean, she's not that easy either, but she's kind of like, you know, it's not really that difficult if you just like chill a little bit. But my main focus for this is actually to see, and I mean we're kind of just seeing it right now, if we're able to kill her before okay, we can actually just like get him. I am not gonna lie, I thought that was gonna be a little bit harder. So yeah, the goal with this was basically to see if we could kill Raiden before she goes into her arm mode, and I did not even finish my rotation and she died, so yeah. Alright, so next and probably finally, we have Liam right here. We're actually running it back on Liam with this team. This guy's just getting bullied every single day. I mean, look, it's not my fault that he's like a really like easy boss. I mean, easy and tanky, honestly. It's just like, I'm just kind of chilling doing this and looking at the damage, to be honest. I'm sure there's like better options. But this just feels good to do, and yeah, so I'm gonna keep doing it. So as you can see, we're kind of just like shredding him. I mean, as I expected, to be fair, this guy, he's not weak, but again, this team is literally just too strong, honestly. I wasn't expecting it to be so dominant, though. I knew that it was going to be good because it's Neuvillette, and it's Neuvillette, Escoffier, and Farina, so it's like, yeah, obviously it's going to work. But this is absolutely like, this is kind of filth. I'm not gonna lie, I feel kind of like dirty playing this. Also, before we keep going, there's just like a, oh my god. Dude, every time I get so much wood with this, it's like, oh my god, it feels so good. Anyways, so yeah, this team actually worked probably a bit better than I expected. I was expecting it to be good, but this good, that's kind of crazy. I will definitely try Neuvillette's normal team, you know, like with Kaza and Chilonen, to see if it's actually better than this one. It probably is, I think. I would expect it to be a bit better, but, you know, it's just like kind of interesting to know. Yeah, again, Escoffier is just like great, honestly. I just love Escoffier. She works with literally every character that is Hydro or Cryo. It's like, it's great. I just love her so much. Anyway, do let me know what you thought of this team in the comments. If you have anything you would probably switch about this team, do let me know. I'm gonna, again, if we just look at this lineup real quick, I don't think there's really any option that would be like better than Sitlali and Escoffier here. Because like obviously we're gonna bring Farina. Farina's too good with Neuvillette to not bring. But like, who else would we bring? There's like really no one. Because of the fact this guy's like charge attack, he loses access to some really good supports like Qingshou and Yelan. So obviously, you know, we can't bring those. And I don't know, I really feel like no one else would actually bring as much to the table as Sitlali. I feel like it's pretty rare that she's like the best option to bring. She really worked really well on this team, so I'm glad. I like this character a lot. Anyways, so I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, do consider leaving a like and subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.